Verifique se está inscrito no canal, deixe o seu like para ganhar relevância e faça os seus comentários. Vamos ao vídeo.
Olá a todos, sejam muito bem-vindos ao Bispo TV News, o canal para quem é a favor da ordem, da justiça, da liberdade, para quem é a favor da família tradicional, para quem é contra o aborto, contra a ideologia de gênero. E aqui apoiamos o governo do nosso presidente, Jair Bolsonaro.
We keep hearing the drumbeat of where is the evidence? Right here, Sean. 234 pages of sworn affidavits. These are real people, real allegations, signed with notaries who are alleging the following, among other contentions. They are alleging, this is one county, Wayne County, Michigan. They are saying that there was a batch of ballots where 60% had the same signature. They are saying that 35 ballots had no voter record, but they were counted anyway. That 50 ballots were run multiple times through a tabulation machine. That one woman said her son was deceased, but nevertheless somehow voted. These are one of many, many allegations in one county, in a county no less, where poll watchers were in many cases threatened with racial harassment. They were pushed out of the way, and Democrat challengers were handing out documents how to distract GOP challengers. These are real, and anyone who cares about transparency and the integrity of the system should want this to pursue to the discovery phase.
You know, I would imagine, Ronna McDaniel, if this was the Democrats and the margins were this thin, and you had this many people, a sworn affidavit. Well, you do that, are you going to get 240 people willing to risk the charge of perjury to sign an affidavit and say that I saw something I didn't see? That's a stretch for me. Then you add to that the voting laws about partisans partisan observers can be there for the entire vote count. And we know in many states that didn't happen. I'm trying to wrap my head around how do you remedy this to the point where anybody is going to believe any results that this has any integrity or that people can have confidence in. And then you compare it to states like Florida and Ohio, two swing states. You got to call those races, 8:30 or 9 in Florida, for example.
Yeah, I mean, this is where you saw Politico put out a poll that 70% of Republicans don't have faith in the results of this election right now. And this is why. It's been rigged from the beginning. Rigged from the laws that were being passed in the name of COVID to create a porous election. Rigged in the sense that they kicked Republicans out of poll watching and observing. Why do you do that if you have nothing to hide? And now you have a media that's rigging it again by saying we're not going to even listen to these stories. We're not even going to validate the 11,000 incident reports that we have, the 500 affidavits we have across these states, people testifying under oath how they were disenfranchised from this problem. That's the problem. And the other thing is, it is stealing. When you validate a vote that shouldn't be in, you are stealing from a voter that voted legally. So when you see these people in Detroit saying we saw batches of votes that were invalidated, they had the wrong name, they didn't live there, they weren't a resident, they were deceased, and then you put them back in the pile of valid votes, which is what some of these affidavits maintain, that is stealing. You are stealing from people who are voting legally. And the media, right now, by refusing to report on this, is stealing our faith in the election process. Tell the story. Talk about the people who are being disenfranchised. People across this country deserve to have election integrity, faith in our election system, and believe that there is election integrity. And that's why the RNC is going to pursue this to the very end. We can never let this happen again.
You said 11,000.
Exactly right. And then you have states like Pennsylvania where they just threw away signature verification altogether. These are key methods we use to make sure the people voting are actually the people who are deserving of the enfranchisement of that ballot. Here in Michigan, again, one county, 234 pages of affidavits. In this case, there are multiple eyewitnesses who said we went to the poll books to go find the voter. We observed them go to the poll books, not find the voter, and enter in a new entry with the birth date of January 1st, 1900. Tell me how that works. Integrity in the system.
That's a very happy old
matters.
person. Look, I think...
That is a very happy old person.
Yeah.
No, it didn't happen. And the president wants justice for the 70 million plus forgotten men and women in this country who showed up to vote for him, who deserve to have their allegations heard by a court of law. To Rana's point, you had 600 87,000 ballots without poll watchers who were able to observe. They were a football field away from observing. To your point, Sean, our Constitution is crystal clear that legislatures determine the time, manner, and place of an election. And then you have a hack Secretary of State and Secretary of State Bookvar in Pennsylvania who has tweeted horrible things about this president, misrepresenting what she would do to ballots to the Supreme Court, only to then be rebuked by Justice Alito. The Constitution matters. These men and women matter. Their voices will be heard.
And for 4 years, we got nothing but the Democrats questioning an election with a phony, lying conspiracy theory, coupled with their propagandists and the media mob. They lied to all of us. But we're not allowed to make sure the integrity of the vote. That's an interesting argument on their side. Thank you.